And we're live! Hi guys! Welcome
Hello.
to the usual Sunday afternoon craziness that is the Bander live stream. Where we try and do crafty things and then usually fail and just end up chatting instead. So, welcome along. If you've never been here before, I pity you. If you have, you know our usual shtick. Feel free to comment in the chat and have a little chat with us as what we go through is all the things that we're going to do. But yes, we are here trying to do some cosplay work because this keeps us on the straight and narrow with lots of cosplay work.
In theory.
In theory. So it's just me and Debs today. Sarah's off gaming, Luke's full of the lurgy. So it's just me and Debbie today doing some cosplay things. So what are you working on today, Debs?
In theory, Sloan and Luke.
Sloan and Luke. Okay.
Yeah. Depends which one I get bored of first.
Fair enough. So. My plan was kind of to do some cosplay bits and pieces that I need to do. If anyone that has cosplayed as well knows, like in the off season, you end up sitting there and trying to fix your cosplays. Like I fixed up Cass last weekend and I wore her yesterday. But you also then work on new stuff. So I'm looking at this wig for Mel and going, this is a very girly wig. You should probably do something with that. So I might attempt wig styling. We'll see. It'll sit there until like it bugs me. That's the plan. So, because I've still kind of got beard and things, and it matches, but like the wig was just so bad that I bought like saved and bought a Coscraft. So, let's see who is anybody in chat. Megan is in chat and Lexi's in chat. Hello guys. Are you guys working on anything? Have you got anything planned? I also went to a con yesterday, so I'm a little bit dead. A little bit. Little bit.
I'm curious to know why there is a candle in my cosplay stuff, and if Sarah's trying to burn me alive, you know.
Probably. Or maybe she's just trying to make it smell nice. Maybe that's what it is. She's just implying that you smell. Maybe. Oh, Lexi's saying I might be doing an Adventure Zone cosplay. Who are you doing, Lexi? Who are you doing? And I did notice that you were like, I am now obsessed with Adventure Zone. I'm like, oh good! Somebody else has joined the ranks. But yes, I'm hopefully going to be working on some well stuff. But I went to Doki Doki yesterday in Manchester. Very small con, but very good con. I've actually gone for the past 4 years, as Facebook reminded me the other day. I was like, that's actually quite a long time to be going to one con. Granted, we do other cons that we do every year as well, but considering it's quite a small one, and it's literally a one-day event. But I went down and Daniel joined me, Tweed Clad Ninja Cosplay. I had to think about his cosplay name though. Which was really nice because he came down from Sheffield and I came down from Preston, so it was about an hour each way for us. So like it's not too bad to kind of meet in Manchester, which is quite nice. So that was a good thing to remember for future. And Doki Doki is a Japanese culture festival rather than an actual con. So you have a lot of sort of like Japanese drumming and different panels and different sort of aspects of Japanese culture and that kind of thing, as well as like obviously cosplay and all that kind of stuff as well. But I am not an animu, so I do not have any animu cosplays, so I prefer to take Cass, because that makes a lot of sense, right? So I took Cass, and Daniel threw together a black wall within a night for me, which was quite nice. I think we actually have some pictures as well, so I will probably try and throw them up on my cosplay page in a bit. Because there's quite a few people there I knew, as per usual, it's Manchester Con, so, you know, I know lots of people. As you guys like to say, I know everybody, apparently, which I don't, but apparently I do. But yeah, so that was good fun yesterday. I managed to wear Cass all day yesterday. I did not die halfway through. It was a miracle. It was a small Christmas miracle a month early. But I wore Cass all day and didn't die. My shoulders today, however, do not like me. They're very stiff. It's not the most comfortable thing to wear all day. But yeah, it was good. It was nice to actually not like die of heat stroke in casts, which was a pleasant change. But yeah, it was good fun. That's probably my last con of the season, to be fair. It was one I was kind of thinking about going to, and then kind of changed my mind like a few times through the week, and then was like, I just want a day out. Cool. Megan's saying I'm still working on my costume for Matt from Voltron, so I might start that again. Yeah, get some costume work done. Alexi's saying, well, I do love tea and I have fluffy stuff, so Clark, the most adorable one. Oh my god, Lexi's doing Clark! That's amazing! And Lexi's saying, I do know everybody. No, not everybody, just especially in Manchester. There's a few people I know. It's fine. But yes, it was good fun. I'm also drinking lots of tea because I'm tired. So I might have a go at this wig. Fun. I really want to redo this beard. Right. This is my original wig. Let's pull the original wig up. It's a costume wig. It's got some yarn in it, but it's still really, really, really thin. Like, you can see all the wefts in between it, and it's really staticky, even with the fabric condition at times. So I really like. As soon as I put it on, you can literally see my dark hair underneath it. So I was like, I don't like this wig, and it's not like unless I put like about 50 balls of wool in it, it's not going to improve it. So I'm kind of abandoning that wig. However, the beard like has potential. I'm also debating whether I can just get some like chiffon or something, or some lace or something, and like make a thing. But we'll see. Like, I like my wig now. Like the wig's 50,000 times better, and actually does match. So it matches close enough. So we'll see. However, I need to try and make this wig look less girl somehow. Don't quite know how. This wig everywhere. Curly bee hot just gets everywhere. Are you patterning?
Attempting to. I might just have to make shit up as I go along and kind of, yeah.
Are you making, is it cloak?
Yeah. Well, sort of. It's the one that looks like Scarlet Witch.
Oh, nice. I might chop a wig, oh my god, this is scary. Anybody knows that I am useless and it's a really good thing that Luke's not here right now. I'm going to play it safe, I'm going to try to keep it long and just chop the long end off to try and make a little bit. I'm going to keep it like as long as it already is. Try and do that. Oh no, it's a bit too big, guys. I did it. You know when you're like making something though, and you're just like, I'm kind of in the same stage that you are though, where I'm like, I don't really know whether I want to do with the actual thing yet. I'm still a bit confused.
Oh, I know what I want to do, I just don't know how to do it.
Oh. You're further along than I am then.
Yeah.
Like, I bought some terrible, like, board shorts for Merle, and now I'm, like, deciding whether I actually want to wear them or not, or whether I want to do, like, a more traditional outfit.
Yeah.
The big part of me is, like, I kind of want to, because obviously I'm going to have, like, the crazy beard and stuff anyway, so there's not really much of my actual face left. And the big glasses and everything. So I'm, like, I don't know whether to like make a tunic and kind of have leggings and boots like traditional.
Yeah.
And then maybe like even like maybe robes.
I suppose either works. I mean, I'm already doing 2 versions of loop.
Yeah. Right, I just don't really know what I want to do with it yet, which is a bit annoying. Partly why I'm kind of focusing on the fake bits now. Once I'm getting with it everywhere. Don't switch fingers, it's clever.
Don't damage yourself. It's not good.
See, I'm keeping it long. I'm being careful. Keeping it long for now. I'm kind of trying to trim off a little bit. Oh yeah, the funniest thing was my bleeding shield for cast yesterday. Obviously I'd like fixed it up. I'd like, I'll put some new straps on the back because the straps broke at Alcon. So I put the new straps on, I wobbled them all on, it was great. It's like, Brill, it's all sorted. So I've got one strap that's like just a long loop that doesn't have any like buckles or anything. I put a buckle on the other one, so I could basically buckle it around my glove so it would stay in place. And again, it's more adjustable than just trying to put another loop on because loops tend to fall off on mine. But the really annoying thing was I forgot to punch any holes in my buckle one.
Oh dear.
Well done me. So I ended up just basically holding it all day like this. I was just like, oh well, I guess that's where it's at. So yeah, it was really annoying because I'd gone to the effort to make new buckles and new things to strap it on with and then not finish the job. So
Silly nut now.
oh well. You know, this is like the point where I'm like, please don't let Luke tune in. Like, don't let him watch me cut away. He'll shout at me.
I'm sure he won't.
Like, he wouldn't shout at me, he'd just be like, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, yeah, no. Partly why I'm trying to keep it long, so I've got room for error. It's a really pretty colour of wig though. It's always good.
Sorry, pretty colour.
Yeah. It's like a proper grey, but it's a really nice, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm comparing it to this monstrosity. So I'm like, this is really nice wig. Because that's the thing, if I don't even use this, I'm not bothered because it was literally a tenner. So I'm like, it's a tenner. It doesn't work, it doesn't work. But this wig I'm quite keen to try and use. Because brush one is pretty. Right, let's try and brush this out here. We'll just brush that. It's my new beard. If anybody in the chat's got any wig tips, throw them at me. No. Also, as per always, I've literally just tidied my cosplay room. And I'm getting Waycar all over it. So dreamy. Sounds about right. I can't decide whether to chop this wig or whether to like just put it back in. Like I'm kind of deciding whether to put it back in ponytail or Alison suggested a man bun. I'm like, you just want all my characters to have man buns?
You do a half man bun. He is in fact only half a man, so.
Lexi saying I cut my own hair by putting it in a ponytail and cutting that off. I'm not the person with the tips. Well, you know. Hey, if you're good at haircuts, it's fine. If you're good at cutting wigs, it's fine. Theo's cut my hair before, because he was always really good at wigs. Because I am not the person for wigs, I go to a hairdresser on purpose. But my theory is always, well, I'm gonna get better, and as long as I keep it fairly long, it's not really gonna matter too much. Like at the end of the day, if it parts there and then it sits like that, it's not going to be too much of an issue. Right, let's have a look at the back of this. I have pinned like the sides in place so it doesn't move too much. Oh, it's still got a tag on it, that's useful. Laughing Hat's here, says, hey, I hope I didn't miss anything. Not really, I'm just wig styling, Debs' pattern cutting, so nothing major. Well, looks like a total girl with that long a ponytail. What you doing, girl Merle? Let's try this little bun times. I don't sweep all the hair onto my lap. That's clever. Well done, I'm good at this. I do cosplay. I just feel like a bun just looks real girly.
Is there any particular sort of fan art you've looked at that you like?
There's like little bits of stuff from different ones, really. It's a bit annoying. In that I'm almost like drawing a little thing of what I want, but I'm not quite sure what I want. So I'm like, I know there's certain aspects that I kind of have to have and that I want to have. So like, I want to wear the Alphas glasses because I can actually not have to wear contacts for a cosplay, which is amazing. And their prescription, which is fantastic. I obviously want some kind of a beard. Which again, the loops can be hidden under the wig, which is fine. He's going to have a wooden arm, which is going to be my right arm, which is really annoying because I'm right-handed. Very, very right-handed. So I'm going to try and do that somehow. I've obviously got the bracer on my left as well, which again I've already got from Killian, which Luke made for me. And I want his Extreme Team Bible, obviously, but that's just covering a book, so that's not really difficult. There's like certain aspects that I want, but other than that, I'm like, I don't know whether to go traditional with what he's wearing, i.e. like a tunic and leggings, or like a robe, or whether to go like more me with it, for lack of a better word. So I'm not quite sure. That's the long and short of it, really. I don't know. I don't really want to make any massive changes now that I can't like change back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll keep the fringe. I'll trim the fringe a bit. I'll keep it quite long. I'm thinking probably a ponytail, to be honest, but like obviously a shorter ponytail than what that is, because that's classy. Laughing Hat saying, you guys live streaming is the best way to wake up. If you say so. I don't know if I'd agree with you, but hey. Jordan's here. Y'all, hey. I'm about to go to work, but hey. Ugh, work. Oh yeah, Blair's at work as well, yeah, that's why Blair's not here. Blair. I don't want to cut this wig though, this wig's so pretty. Please tell me other people go through these issues with like, I don't want to do this. So pretty. I still think the worst time though was when we did Left 4 Dead. I've actually got a wig in my tea. That's delightful. Just what I want.
Yeah.
Worst time was still Left 4 Dead when we ended up going in the garden and like this pure white suit, and like throwing fake blood at it. It's a bad time. I think there's still a video on my personal Facebook of the time that Theo and I did that. Because that's clever. I need some kind of hair bubble. Where? There's a million hair bubbles looking up there. I'll be right back. I'm going to go find a hair bubble.
And I am just Frankensteining the shit out of Luke's poor cloak.
You can have a pink one because that's how he rolls. Oh, there's a big long bit in there I can't see. Let's have a look. That one daydream is here. I got the eye of the tiger, the fight and dabbing through the fire because I got a spinner and you're going to hear me whip. I mean, what? Hello, welcome. You made me read it as well, god damn it.
You know what the really sad thing about loop is? I'm gonna have to, I canonically have to dab.
Oh.
I have to dab for a character in my life, and I have to.
Oh no.
Damn it.
God damn it. Even Undertale we avoided it.
We did. Torio just twerked instead.
However, you know, we didn't escape it with caramel dancing for Alphas.
Well, Alf is a weeb. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny having me as Alphas. It's like, I'm the least weeb. Like I said, I don't own an anime cosplay.
Oh, I do. Well, I started an anime, so.
Now that one day James trying to make me read things. My wig's just like collapsed, that's the thing. It was pinned. I always get pinned now, I know I am. There's a pin there.
We're not going to read that out.
Yeah, pretty much. Guess what? We still have control over this. Honest. Okay. I love coscraft wigs, they're so pretty and thick. Look how thick that is, like, it's ridiculous. That one day you say, Mel, is your hair blue? Yes, it's got blue last week. It's like blue highlights to it, basically. But you can see it more side back. Because I decided that because it's not con season anymore, I don't have to keep my hair dark anymore for certain characters, Sirius and Tina. So I'm going to dye it. Laughing Hat saying you could pin it a lot more, it's not going to hurt the wig. I know! Like, I'm now getting to that point where I'm like, I should probably pin this a bit more. Also, it's the same with actual wigs when you're wearing them. You just put one there, it's probably going to be okay. I'll do the same thing with hairpins, obviously, rather than actual pins.
Not me, because I never pin my wigs. I can't be arsed.
I pin my wings all the time because I run around like an idiot. Otherwise you'd have like Sirius running around after Snape and then it just flying off if I was wearing a wig for Sirius, which these days I don't.
The other reason I don't pin wigs in is because I have a ridiculously tickly head.
Okay, I'll take some of this bunch off, aren't I? Oh no. Oh no, but they're so pretty! It's just, you know what it is? It's just back heavy, that's all it is.
What?
This wig, it just wants to fall over because it's not actually...
You probably want one of those clamp things you can buy.
I had one somewhere. I don't know where it went. Disappeared. I'll drink some tea first before I cut anything, I'm scared.
Oh.
Laughing Hat saying I didn't actually pin my wig to style it, I wore it. That's also a good idea. However, actually I can probably do it today. Yeah, my hair's all pinned up.
And then it seems like a dangerous plan.
Little bit around my eyes, yeah. You know, doing the fringe around my eyes. I'm like, maybe not. I'm the clumsiest. It might be a shout to actually stick it on to figure out how long I want it. That might be a shout. I like the idea. I shall steal it. I shall take the suggestion.
The weirdest thing I've done is put it on a lamp to cut it at the hotel.
I remember that. Debbie and I quite often share rooms at cons. Oh god, it's gonna go over the buns. How the heck is it gonna go over the buns? It's not. It doesn't like it.
Buns out.
No!
No cute for you.
No!
No.
No. No, actually, it won't go over them. It's gone over one, but it won't go over the other. Also, I've got so many pins in my hair all my life. Stop picking that. God damn it. That one day, Adrian's just saying, just watch Valerian, and who boy? I don't know what that is.
I've heard of it, because it was in the cinema the other few months ago. And it looked pretty, but I never got around to watching it.
Oh my god.
What am I doing now?
My hair's just long enough now. I had to put it in plaits yesterday. I was like, no! Not the plait times again. Laughing Hat saying, my hair, if you saw it, is super curly and very hard to wear wigs without a huge lump in the back. Also, I'd help to cut it. Well! When I had longer hair, I actually did do a video on the channel somewhere about how to put your hair up under long wigs. Sorry, put long hair up under wigs. 2 French plaits is basically the way forward. But then if you don't have that long hair, oh my god, I'm rubbish at putting wigs on. Luke always shouts at me for putting them on one. But yeah, there is definitely a few techniques to getting that sorted. Oh my god, it's really yeah.
Looking good now.
Can't see a thing.
That is long, isn't it?
My friend, Lexi's saying, my friend, also I've got no glasses on now, so I'm even closer. My friend put a wig on me to cut it. We left that con closer with more trust and faith in each other. Reminds me of Alcon, Debbie! Again, there is video footage of this, where Debbie comes in the well, we get a message on the messenger going, I look like Slash, help, I need an adult. And then I ended up cutting your wig. How the heck that happened, I don't even know.
Because Alison had her Cecile contacts in and couldn't see
Oh
that.
yes, that was it. And there was us 3 in the hotel, and that was it. And yeah, when you've got whiteout contacts in, probably safer to let the person with actual eyesight do it. Where the heck did my wig brush go? I had it. I can't see. Look at this massive wig. It's not. Where the heck is it? Where the heck did you go? I want the wig brush so I could brush out the monstrosity. I just had it! Where the heck did it go? Behind the computer. Right. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Okay. Right, well it's... it's like... pretty much waist length at that point, to be honest. To be honest, I don't really need the fringe to be perfect right now. I'm looking more for length of it. See, the thing is, because my actual real hair is way up out the way, I'm like, at least I know that, so I can kind of quite happily cut this without fearing to cut my actual hair. Still got to check though. Like, where's my actual hair underneath this? I think I did check, because that is actual hair.
No.
However, I'm not going to cut that close anyway, I'm going to cut it quite long. Still want it with a bit of length so I can mess with it. So I'm probably just going to cut like that much off. So I've still got a good amount there. Let's just do this over the rubbish bit. In fact, I'm going to chop it straight across first and then chop it into the other half. Whoa! Scary. It's actually still long as well, so I could still potentially do a fun thing with it if I really want. See, some people are really good at cutting wigs. People are not. I'm definitely in the second camp.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
I also feel bad like I'm cutting wigs. I'm like, oh, I feel bad. So much pretty.
I suppose you ought to get the reference picture up. That would help.
Might help. Are you going off fan art then, are you?
Yeah, there's absolutely gorgeous one. I've seen other people do similar versions, and I really like this version, so...
Oh, yeah, the one for Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Obviously, credit will go to the artist.
Yeah.
But that's probably going to be her IPRE uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do like a more swooshy cloak for her lich form.
Wow, I love how you're already planning like two versions of that. She's very much your type of character though, like definitely like as soon as I kinda came across her I was like, guess who's gonna want to cosplay her?
Well, I like the fact that it's a very pro LGBT story as well, and so like
yeah.
I have canon queer characters that I can have, and they're not, you know, the subtle. They could be, they might be, like Remus, or you know, Phi from Tsubasa, who it's sort of hinted at that he's gay, but not.
Well, it's like if like anyone that, again, no spoilers or anything, people have not finished it, but if anyone like likes strong characters and that kind of thing anyway, and likes good representation, it's one of the best ones out there. Because I got into it because of the characters. It was like, oh my god, the characters are amazing. You know, it's so well rounded, and the storyline that like Griffin the DM does was so good.
That's the thing. It's a bit of a slow start, but once he sort of started writing his own plot,
yeah,
it's better.
Because like we started with like the D&D. For anyone that doesn't know or hasn't like paid any attention to our things in the past few weeks, the Adventure Zone is a podcast. It's about D&D. And we're all obsessed with it right now. And apparently Lexi's also now obsessed with it. And I know we got Kieran listening to it. But it's all Caitlin's fault, so it's fine. But yeah, it's a D&D podcast done by three brothers and their dad. And it's so good with the setup, the storylines, characters. And I like how like they are very much like they love cosplays of it. Like they were literally doing a live show and were like, "Can we have the lights up, please, so we can like look at all the cosplays?" And I'm like, "That's so cute." Like, there's not many creators out there that are like, "I want to see the cosplays of it."
Well, if you've actually seen the pictures from the live shows, they've commissioned people to make cosplays for them.
No, I knew that. I haven't actually seen any pictures, and I really wanted to actually.
So, and somebody sent Justin like the manta ray cloak he ends up with, and he wore it to one of the live shows and was like, "Look what I got!"
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many good characters. So many good characters. Lost my big brush, so fingers. So professional. My excuse is, hey, cut it himself. He's in the middle of the forest. It's fine. Good enough excuse, right?
Sure.
Lexi's like, yeah, you infected me and now I'm hooked. Yep, that's what happens. It does get to like a certain point, because I'm actually re-listening now because I'm that sad. And it does get to a certain point where you can kind of tell that Griffin's just kind of like not bothering with the user book anymore. And he's just kind of making it up himself, and it gets so much better. I think it's actually when he calls Barry Blue Jeans, and he's just like, just call him Barry Blue Jeans. I can't, because they're all struggling to like figure out what was going on with the name. And it's just like, just call him Barry Blue Jeans. It's fine. And from then on, it was like, this is really cool. That one day, saying you guys should watch Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. There's canon gay characters. There are, and I have, and I like it. I do like Dirk Gently.
I know that's one Sarah watches. We don't have Amazon at the moment. Well, I don't. Sarah might.
It's on Netflix, true.
It's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I do have access to Netflix. Thank you to a very kind soul. But yeah.
It is on. Oh, it wasn't on Netflix last time I looked. That's how I watched it. So, but no, it is good. I do enjoy it. It's just it's not really something like that jumped out at me to cosplay from it straight away. You know, you have some things that you're like, I really want to cosplay that, and some things you're like, could potentially, you know, could be a potential. And that's probably in the potential camp for me. Yeah, but that one daydream, if we go to that, we'll get our computers infected, and I don't want to do that because then I can't stream. So there you go.
What are we being asked? Sorry?
They're saying it's on a site that is a naughty site.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But considering I pay for Netflix, I'm like, hey, well actually I don't. My fellow pays for Netflix, but I use this Netflix, it's fine. It's paid for either way. be pinned back in there. There we go. Right. I have a wig. It's somewhat shorter-ish. It's not quite done yet, but I'm too scared to do any more. It's shorter than it was. A little bit less girl. But I figure, to be honest, even if his hair is a bit girly, I have a beard. Makes it pretty obvious, so it should be fine. I have beard and old makeup who are really flattering cosplay. The most flattering cosplay in the whole wide world. Oh. That one Daydream saying Max Landis, the creator, is cool too. Yeah, I've heard that like they kind of like the they like all the bits and pieces, like again for cosplayers and stuff like that as well. That one Daydream's asking what's the wig for? It's for Merle from the podcast we've just been talking about. The Adventure Zone. That's the one. Words are a thing. Yeah, it's for Mel from the Adventure Zone, so he's basically a dwarf cleric. So he has, well, there's a lot of fan art with him with a big beard. In fact, canonically, word, I think he actually has a beard as well. But yeah, it's basically for him. So, and Laughing Hat saying, yay, kind of finished wig. Yeah, kind of. I hate wigs so much.
Do not tell now. Great at hiding it.
Hiding it so well. Yeah, but you know, I used to hate a sage and that I got over that, so hey, and get over stuff, right? Get over hating wigs, to be honest. I got over hating wearing them, that at least is something. Because I realised that actually if you get a decent quality wig, it doesn't itch the crap out your head after like 2 minutes of being in your head.
Mel learns things the hard way, like, you know, not to go into a party dressed in cosplay.
That was the first year I was cosplaying, man. Come on, give me a break. Debbie did warn me. And I still had my contacts in, which was a really bad idea. That was the worst idea of all. Because wearing contacts for like 13 hours when you're not used to them is not a good plan. Because then guess what you spend the rest of the evening doing? Crying over the fact your contacts won't come out your eyes and then you have to go and get an eye bath the next day because you still haven't come out your eyes. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. But yeah, generally that's why we tend to... That's why I was quite surprised that it stayed on all day yesterday. Like, Cass stayed on, including the wig, which is quite a heavy wig. So... Okay, what the heck did Daniel do to us? Daniel was saying to me yesterday, he was like, he wore this for quite long, which is basically like a leather vest, I want to say. But he's got a rip down one side of it, so what does he do with it? He duct tapes it. And I'm like, dude.
That doesn't surprise me.
I know. But I'm like, dude. Why did you duct tape it? Like... It's a sizable tear, you know, it's a whole tear. It's not down a seam, it's literally a tear. The thing is, it's quite like a beaten up looking jacket anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's a little bit messy. But I basically said to him, look, I'll fix that for you, I've got stuff that will fix leather. This might need to clips or something rather than spins. Let's see if pins will work for a little bit. Laughing Hat saying there's another D&D podcast that I think you guys will like. I saw the animated ads for, but I forgot what it's called. Probably something like Critical Role or something like that, maybe. Because I keep hearing good things about Critical Role as well. I'm just too Adventure Zone focused. Like, I feel like Adventure Zone's good because for noobs like me that have never played D&D and don't have a clue, like the fact that a lot of them have not played D&D before, kind of sets it up really well, because they explain all the rules and stuff pretty well. But also, like, then they're more likely to do kind of rule cool rather than being really strict with it, which for me, like, I enjoy that more than if they were like, no, you can't do that, it's not allowed, it's against all the rules, and I'm like, whatever. That one day you're saying concept a D&D campaign where the playable characters are based on whose line is it anyway, identities. That would be cool. I saw that from Twitter. It does sound pretty amazing. Also Google the rubber bandits. I can't because as soon as I Google anything it'll play over the stream. So I have the streaming button, I can't do that. Lexi saying tape and hot glue are cosplay's best friend. Yes, they are. But see, this is why, like, Daniel was like, I'm going to tape it because I don't have the skills to sort leather out. And I'm like, it's actually quite thin leather. Actually, I bet my sewing machine would do this. Oh, but it's got big rivets in it. I can't put it through. God damn. Thought I was going to get away with it, and I was like, oh, I could just stick it through, but the pins are going through quite nicely, so. Oh, it's already been mended once along this. That's what it is. It's already weakened. There's like a little bit here where it's already been mended. Oh no, I've got like a ridge at one end. I think I probably need to repin that. Try and pin things so they're straight. This helps. You figuring it out, Debs?
Yeah, maybe.
Getting there. Oh yeah, this has actually been mended a few times. I can see that like someone's hand stitched all around the edge of this. Like, I know he plans to wear this for LARP anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's a bit beaten up. It was more the fact he just duct taped it rather than sewing it. I was like, dude. I wonder if I have actually any. You know what I need to get is I need to get some needles that are like leather hand sewing needles.
Yeah.
Should really get some of those. Right, where's my whole punchy? It's really bad when you're doing something for somebody else because you're like, is this right? Is this like the way they'd want it? Or I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Right. Yeah, it's very soft leather. That's why it's torn. Because I can punch through that pretty easily with my whole punch. It's a shame it's got rivets in it because it would actually go through my sewing machine. That.
We're being asked our favourite musicians. I have a very eclectic taste.
You do.
From Disney and musicals to Disturbed. Yeah. But at the moment, Florence and the Machine. I like a lot of stuff.
Good choice. I like them. I'm also quite eclectic, but tend to err on more on the rock side, which is why Debbie and I tend to have a lot of the same people in common. Like my favourite one of all time is like Alanis Morissette because I'm stuck in the 90s. But yeah, I kind of vary with stuff. At the moment, I'm just listening to podcasts on the way to and from work, so I haven't even listened to any new music in a bit. But yeah, I'm pretty happy to listen to most stuff, to be honest. Like, if somebody's like written a song and is playing their own instruments, I'm quite happy to listen to it. It's very easy if you say, hey, let's go to a live gig. I'm like, cool, yeah. Where are we going? There's also where it's like, you know, we have group band trips to the musicals and things. Let's go to the theatre, shall we? Okay.
I do want to see Phantom at some point.
Phantom is amazing.
Never seen it. Well, I've seen the movie. But
Are we gonna want to go down cosplay it?
One day.
Well, I've already said, you know, if you want to do Sarah, if you want to do Christine, I will Phantom for you. However, you know what'll happen with my brain if we do that.
Yeah, that's why I've not jumped.
Dangerous, Debbie, dangerous. Brown, got elastic. And then in colours, blue, white, and brown. Oh god.
See, last year we actually did a lot of musicals. We did Les Mis, Avenue Q. I did Rocky Horror in Chicago as well. And then we went to see the Harry Potter play.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing.
So good.
But I've never seen Fiddler on the Roof.
I've never seen Fiddler on the Roof. I went to see Wicked as well the other year, and that was really good.
Yes, that was my birthday thing.
Yeah.
That was very good. Also, 10 out of 10. Best birthday I've ever had.
Talk about Potter told somebody again the other day. I was like, we haven't been like this year. We should go. We always go on your birthday. Like, we should go there again on your birthday.
We could, but I expect it's already sold out because it is November.
Yes.
But one day I will see the Forbidden Forest, and that'll be amazing. I'll go in Newt next time.
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout. Didn't think of that. Laughing Hat saying, I want to see Hamilton so bad. See, Bethany's been trying to get us into Hamilton. She's managed to convince Blair, but she's not convinced me yet, and I'm the musical freak, so... At some point.
Apparently it's very good, but I haven't heard the music from it, and that's usually how I end up going to watch them, is I watch the musical, or listen to the music first.
Yeah, same. Yeah, this is actually a really thin leather in that I've just been able to poke the needle straight through it without a hole punch.
Did you go in costume, Lexi?
I think we did, actually. I just remember seeing pictures. The leather ain't thick. No, it's not. But it's like, it's wearable leather, that's why. It's like a proper leather vest type thing. Having that saying, I've seen a high school fiddle on the roof, it was amazing. We never really had that one. Like, it just never really one that came off at school. A million times I've seen Joseph. Usually because my sisters were normally into all the theatre stuff. See, back in the day, I didn't like theatre or drama.
Back in day.
Back in day.
No showing again, dear.
Yeah, yeah. I just find it really funny how I didn't like theatre or drama, and then this is what I end up doing in my spare time.
Aww. Lexi didn't go in cosplay.
Oh no!
Or read proudly. Findor.
Oh dear, I'm not reading that.
I was waiting for you to read it.
I'm like, I'm not reading that. That one, Daydream's dad likes to make inappropriate jokes.
Which is probably where that one Daydream gets it from.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, which reminds me so much of like repairing random cosplays at events. Usually Snow's like sewing buttons back on Snow's waistcoat, or repairing Jess's trousers, or something like that. AC's agreeing, like Father Like Daydream. Hey AC. That one Daydream saying, I'm in a period of wondering if I'm truly a Hufflepuff or am I a Slytherin? Ooh, are you a mix?
Slitherpuff.
Yeah.
Hufflepuff?
I think Luke's a mix. I'm definitely Slytherin, so no question there. There's actually a really long tear in there. AC saying, from what I know about you, Daydream, you're a Slytherin, and that one Daydream's going, I know. You can join the Slytherin club. Sirius protests, but I'm a Slytherin. Lexi's saying, I'm a Griff and my partner is a Huff. Good combo. I'm gonna be in House Leg, that's legit. Okay. You do that.
Slytherin Ravenclaw combos are always good.
Yeah.
I'm Ravenclaw and my housemate's Slytherin. Yeah, it works.
To be fair, like, 3 of the Banders are Slytherin, so
It's true.
well, literally half of us, pretty much. Every time I say I'm Slytherin, though, seriously inside me, she's like, no! You're a Gryffindor! And I'm like, no, screw you.
It's fine, because Remus and Ravenclaw are quite compatible, so...
Exactly. We're getting there, like, I've done that much compared to all of that. So, we're getting there. I can't say, if it's hand sewn especially, I can't say it will last that long. My hand sewing's not the best, but it's better than duct tape, right?
Duct tape. Yeah, that's stuck in my head.
Macy's got to go to a fancy dinner, sorry I couldn't be on longer. Well, you go do your fancy dinner things. That's exciting, though. I don't go to a fancy dinner on a Sunday. God. I suppose I have to work tomorrow. That's just like my life. Ooh.
A giggle of gaze. Are you sure it's not a gaggle?
Giggle of gaze. I love it. New band motto.
Night night. Oh, bye bye. Whatever time.
Night. You going to bed already, though?
I've been in bed all day.
Aww.
My brain is still in bed.
That one day she was like, no, no.
Should really have bought some spare fabric to practice on, but never mind.
Oh.
Be fine.
Be fine, just cut it big, it'll be fine. Take it in.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually going to pin it together and check that it actually works.
Woo! That's clever.
It's not something I usually do.
I just don't usually use pans, man. I can't do it.
Oh.
I just grape it and hope that it works. Just actually don't know. I legit don't know how to read pans properly. Need a lesson. Need a Debbie lesson.
I don't tend to use patterns out of like a book or anything.
You still like there's little things though sometimes that like because you've been cosplaying longer, you tend to know more about which you don't realise.
I also took textiles as a G team, so
There you go.
we had to read patterns and shit.
There you go. You know more than I do.
I used to make dresses for fun.
That's why you're good at sewing.
Sew in the car with hand stitch.
Oh, that's cute. That one day you saying, "Get on my level. I've been in bed all Friday and the weekend." Aww. Nice. Reading books and have fanfics. It sounds good.
Hi, Alexi.
See you soon. Have good sleep. Night night. Actual night night. You've got night shift apparently. Sewing, sewing. I think what I might do for Merle is I don't think I'm going to use the shorts. Like, I might do like a summer Merle at some point if I'm too warm to, like, wear proper things. But I think what I'll probably do is just do like the tunic and leggings type route. Yeah. Because I think it'll look better.
Okay.
Like with a belt. I'm just using my other belts that I've used many times before, because having a belt is really useful because you've got pouch on it. Yay! Carrying things. I think I might go that route. And like maybe not do robes just because of the fact that if we do end up doing like a group or with the red robes.
Yeah.
That would be a thing. Also, I never made ropes and I would struggle.
Come and join me in hell, Mel. Come and join me in hell.
You're in cloak hell. You're not in robes hell. You're in cloak hell.
Yeah, sort of robes.
Oh, okay.
Because this is going to be more or less the IPRE uniform.
I see.
For loopy loop. So if you guys are doing your red robes, if I send you a swatch of the colour of fabric, then we can match.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to redo this shit.
No. Like I'm doing this now. I'm doing this first. To be fair, we were talking at one point about doing Quidditch robes, weren't we, for the guys?
Shut up. One hell at a time.
I know. That hell got postponed. For that reason. Oh my god, everyone's going, I've been in bed forever, I've been in bed for... Alright, guys. Jeez Louise.
I mean, I did only get up at 2 o'clock, but I was wandering around town for 5 hours yesterday, so...
Yeah. I was wandering around Corn and then had a million things to do at Corn all day yesterday, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna get up. I would have liked to stay in bed longer.
Right.
You win, oh Lord of the Bed. Bow down, my bedlings. I feel that this is what a Slytherin at a sleepover would do. It's like you've seen inside a hotel room at cons.
Oh, shit.
What have you done? Have you... Debbie, why have you hurt yourself?
I stuck my hand down on the pin.
Oh, that's not clever.
It's cool, it's red fabric, so it won't show, right?
Oh, Heavy!
It's not cosplay if you're not bleeding.
Good lord.
I know, you can't take me anywhere.
Nope. That one day you saying profanity!
Please, used to mouth.
From the person that I seem to remember last week was having a competition in the chat as to who could swear the most. Look, the only time I actively try not to swear is during a panel. Or like row. And that's usually only if there's children like present. If it's alcohol and it's 18 plus. It's gone really dark. Why is it so dark? That one daydreams like suddenly I have amnesia. Why do I not believe you?
Right, it's a start.
Ooh.
And then it's like a half circle skirt and then a weird capey thing on the top.
Ah, I see.
Sleeves and shit.
Cool.
Oh.
Looking good.
Ow.
Stop poking yourself with pins.
I would, if there wasn't so many pins in it.
To be fair, that's how I knew exactly what you were doing, because I've done it so many times trying stuff on myself. Just trying it on as you go is a good plan.
Yes, it is.
And not always just trying it on your mannequin and not you. Your mannequin is slightly different shaped. Like my mannequin has different shoulders than I do. My shoulders are weird. Laughing Hat saying, I got a new woodwick candle because I used my old one up already. That's some fast work. That's some good candle times. I don't really like burn candles that much.
Sarah likes them and I like the smell of them, so.
But they smell nice. Just you've got to kind of be there with them. And I'm always like flitting around the house, so. I'm always scared of the cat jumping on them and like killing himself.
I'm just picturing this like flaming cat just running around your house.
No! I know you don't like cats, but there's a level, Debbie. Jeez. It's okay, Matt would agree with you if he existed.
They actually have the longer ears back in stock now.
Gutted.
I will be getting some longer ears, but I've got some really cute ones for Sloane.
Oh, they are cute.
Piercing.
Super cute.
I don't know how you're supposed to get them on. It's a bit weird.
You pop them on, but then obviously when you actually put them on, you're supposed to put a little bit of spirit gum or like Prozac on the inside of them, and then on a little bit on your ear as well, and then wait till they get tacky, and then stick them on. As long as they actually fit on your ear though. Because that's my problem, I've got tiny ears. Like, a lot of the ear stuff just doesn't fit on my ear. Cute!
Yay!
I have done Legolas before. I have done the ears a handful of times.
I get to be a pretty elf. Yay!
Pretty elves. I get to be a beardy old dwarf.
Yeah, but you're gonna go to town with the makeup and make yourself look actually old.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like if I'm gonna go ham, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go ham. Like, what's the point in not doing that? Like I've seen quite a lot of male cosplays, and there's quite a few out there, and there's a lot of like really cute little bits and pieces. Like a lot of them won't do the old makeup, and I'm kind of like, well, at least give it an attempt.
Yeah. But, you know, I can kind of see where they're coming from in that sometimes you just want to look pretty, but Mel's not
if you've
pretty.
got a beard on your face anyway, you're not going to look pretty. Like, you know, I get you want some cosplays the way you look pretty. Like, Disney princesses always look pretty, you know? Like some of I like Cassandra. I like the badass, you know? Like, I feel pretty in Cassandra. I feel pretty in Mystique. But I'm not going to feel pretty in Merle. It's not the aim.
Not even with all the flowers.
Not even with all the flowers and vines. I already have vines as well.
Yay.
I actually didn't get any flowers because there weren't any good false ones that I kind of saw, but I know they have some in my fabric shop. So if I want to add flowers, I can add flowers. I'll definitely be adding vines though. We'll see. We'll see. Like, he's still work in progress. That's a nice thing though about a podcast, is you literally have that freedom. You don't have to go, well, this is the one design and I'm going to stick to it.
Yeah.
You kind of have a bit more freedom. I really like Night Vale cosplay so much as well.
I need to get a new thingy, lab coat for Carlos, because mine is shite. Mine's like really thin. It was like the £5 really cheapy one from eBay.
You know, you could just have mine, right?
Yeah, but you use yours for Alphas.
I don't wear Alphas very often anymore.
I think we might have a new person in the chat, but I'll hand it to Mel because she tends to know everyone.
Samantha Prager, you guys are cool. Yeah, I haven't seen you before. Welcome, Samantha. I don't know everyone. What are you talking about? Forget Debbie, if we're live streaming, guess who's hosting the live stream? Therefore, I'm involved in every live stream.
Have you seen my... I went with the fire theme for Loop, so I've got some earrings.
They're really cute. Super cute. Love how, like, I love all the little details.
Yeah.
But I'm always the same with every cosplay. I'm like, even folk that I see sort of around and about, I'll always be like, oh my god, I love all your details. Like, there was somebody yesterday, I didn't know what they were cosplaying, but it looked so cute because they had so many little details of stuff. And like, they had like this jeweled, it was all anime stuff, so I don't know what it was. It was like a jeweled sort of like scabbard, and it was really pretty. Like, they did a really good job with it. They ended up winning the masquerade. I was like, I could see that, because I could see that coming, because you had some good detail times. But yeah, it was really cute, and I love little details. Like, I think that's the thing I'm excited about the Adventure Zone stuff, is like we're all kind of going for little small details of stuff.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna go, I've sort of gone with the red and gold theme. So I know the Phoenix Fire Gauntlet is probably silver, but I'm probably going to go with gold because it makes more sense colour-wise.
Yeah. Well, also you've got the silver bracer anyway.
Yeah.
So to like counteract it, I would say go for gold, like just so it looks different.
And so I don't get, oh, you're Taco. No. For once, no.
It's also, it would be nice as well to see that, because that'll like make you different from Taco.
Yeah.
So that's good. Angel Rift says, hey, what's up? What's up, Paul with 2 eyes? You can't hide from me.
Hi. These are really cold.
You're always cold, Debbie.
Yeah, but now my ears are cold, and that's not usually body parts get...
Because you took the ear off?
No, because I put them on. They're
Oh,
really...
okay. Your ears are cold.
Shut up.
Oh my god, I heard it all now. My ears are cold. I'm cold. Can I have an extra blanket on the bed? I'm cold. I'm sat here under a blanket. I mean, completely not a hypocrite. It's great.
Yeah, see, I've not got a blanket. I turned my fire off because she said it was too bright.
You could have turned it away from the camera. You could have just had it underneath where you like near where you're sitting.
I'm pretty much sitting on the cold radiator, so there's no way it was going to go anywhere near there.
Aww.
Right. Now I've got to do the lining. Yay!
Angel is asking, what are you two making?
The same thing we're making every week.
I'm not. I'm repairing. So you know.
Yeah, I'm still making loop. I'm sort of Frankensteining it from old costumes that I've made to get a base pattern and hoping it works.
Yeah, that's good. I am repairing a leather vest with my friend because I can sew, basically. So that's basically the reason why. So I've kind of, because he had it duct taped together yesterday, which does not surprise me with Daniel.
No, it's not. Did you see his Christmas jumper?
Yes, yes. He's made a Christmas jumper from a £3 Primark jumper and stuck duct tape on it with a Christmas tree and 2 stars, and it's amazing.
It looks really cool.
It does look really cool. Also, he threw a black wall together for me, like, in the evening. So, this was part of his black wall. Hence why I was like, why are you duct taping it together? Give it me, I'll post it you back. Jeez. Yeah, it was really sweet because like came down from Sheffield and came down to Manchester to kind of go to a con because I was like, I'm gonna go to within Cassandra, and Cassandra's really hard to wear and can't get out of her on my own, which I can't. Can't get into her on my own rather. I usually have Sarah as a squire. Squire.
No squire for you.
No squire for me. Actually, I woke the non-existent boyfriend up yesterday to get me into to buckle me into my chest plate.
See, you can do it on your own.
Because he doesn't exist. Good lord.
That joke will die when we actually meet him.
These guys have stayed in my house multiple times.
I was going to say, mind you, at this point, it probably won't even happen if that happened.
Probably won't even happen. But yeah, I've never seen the non-existent boyfriend, so it's a running joke. Because we are basically polar opposites. I am the super social person, and he is not. So... Even the cat's more social than he is. The cat's been on stream, so, you know. Guys are fun. Yeah, this guy does not like cameras or like an online presence or any of that stuff. And I'm like, complete opposite. I'm like, hi. Mind you, I found yesterday, like, I'm still super awkward from trying to film stuff on my own. Quite weird. Which is why there isn't really vlog up yesterday. Plus I was too busy talking to people. I did my usual thing of going around the corner and talking to a load of folk, but I didn't have anyone telling me I couldn't. So I ended up talking to a lot of people.
Alright.
Quite nice to actually just attend a con and not have to have a million things that we had to do. I even thought about entering the masquerade, and then decided against it.
Aw, you should have done.
Oh, Helen was telling me I should have done, and I was like, masquerades. They scare me. They scare me, and or I'm usually super critical of the way they're organised. So, one or the other. But this one was well organised, I was just scared.
Alcohol.
Alcohol. There's a small story there.
It's the only way she could get me on stage, alcohol. Alcohol bad.
Did I have alcohol before Les Mis? Can't remember. Trying to remember if I had alcohol or not. I think I did. I think I had a little bit. I definitely had alcohol afterwards. That's the only thing I've been proper scared for in quite a long time.
Oh.
I don't know though. Like I don't get scared doing the in-character panels anymore.
It depends which one for me. Like if I've got a new character, then
Oh yeah, good point.
like because I was taking on Carlos for Theo, because he'd obviously already had an established character and canon within our thing, and I was just like, ah shit, how do I do?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that was quite scary. I enjoyed it though. It was fun.
Oh, that's good. You were a good Carlos.
It was alright.
Good Carlos. Best wig cutting ever.
So Sarah's like, you can have the wig. And you can have the goggles as well, because they're stuck in the wig.
That's good. Yeah, I was gonna say, considering Carlos, like, he was kind of a last minute thing. But yeah, like, we all kind of just were like, here, you can borrow this, here, you can borrow this. Save you having to go out and buy a load of stuff for him. It's just a temporary thing, really. But yeah, I kind of have a similar thing. Like, I remember when especially when I first brought Santiago to the table, it was like, this is an own character in an established universe. Like, and it was kind of an amalgam of kind of what me and Luke kind of thought, really.
Yeah.
In that we wanted like a balance for the Carlos and Cecil kind of thing going on. So we were like, let's have somebody for Kevin. And so we kind of purposely went for like some opposites to Carlos. But then he's still kind of developed over the time. He's kind of developed into his own little like headcanon that's still in flux a little bit. Like it's still not completely established really. Which is weird. But they only ever bring him out for Alphon as well. So it's like it's just one panel a year where he comes out, and I'm like, oh god. Gotta remember how to get back into that character again. But see, again, because he's an own character, it's like I have a lot more freedom with that.
Yeah.
So it's not like I have to go and like you were doing with Theo's character, where you're like, how does Theo do it? And then kind of how do I want to do it? And I don't want to move too far away from it. Which is more difficult, I think. You did good. Yeah, I remember that though when we'd started the Undertale stuff, because it was like Alphys was such a weird one for me.
Yeah.
It's so completely different from all my other types of characters. Pretty much all my other characters are like at least extrovert to some degree. And Alphys really isn't. And almost kind of having to show my own stage fright a little bit more, rather than just ballsing my way through it like I usually do, was really weird and uncomfortable, to be honest. And the whole voice thing was just, I can't do voices. So I tried. Like we have some like ideas for new in-character stuff as well. that might come to fruition in next year. We've got some ideas.
Yeah.
But it's hard to kind of come up with something that we all like as well.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of us like Trek, for example, unlike Debbie doesn't. And then a lot of us like Adventure Zone, and Sarah doesn't. Which is fine. You know, it's not a problem. We're a group. We're a group for a reason. You know, we all have different interests. It's just like Harry Potter was obviously the one big thing that we'd all cosplay before anyway. So we're all like, yeah, we can do that. Obviously some of us more than others. Me and Debbie. All of the Harry Potter cosplays. Or rather, Marauders cosplays rather than Harry Potter specific cosplays. I've still never cosplayed actually anyone from the actual main thing.
It's because they're a bit.
Well, apart from Bellatrix, unless like I don't really count her. I mean, like school age ones.
Yeah. I just don't really like the Golden Trio, to be fair.
I don't. Well, plus as well, it's an established thing. It's an established dynamic, established characters. You can't really differ too much from that.
Yeah.
Whereas with Marauders, it's like, well, all you've really got is very little canon.
Yeah.
Which again is where we like to play with it, because it's like then you can create something yourself in an in-character type situation. Like some of our really stupid times, like Kevin, like Luke's Kevin is not the Kevin from the podcast. You know, the Kevin from the podcast is way more creepy than Luke's Kevin is. But if you brought that to the table, like you tend to just take one characteristic and really play it up, which works better. Samantha saying, I told my friend to come watch your channel because it's really funny. Oh, thank you, Samantha. We're just chatting about cosplay and things. I'm working on stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I love doing, like, we all love doing the in-character panels. That's our favourite thing to do. So, you know, it's weird though. It's like it's such improv that you have to really trust the other people that you're with, because we're all friends first rather than like cosplay things. It's like we're more mates first. It's really important, I think. It's like there's no way I'd have been able to do like the CMV that we did without being friends like with you. Like, there's no way. Like I've known Debbie for a very long time. But it was good. Like I want to do more really, because it's like, well, that's something a bit different and it throws you out your comfort zone. You know, like you getting on a stage for the first time was terrifying. You know. And again, I've kind of been there and done it just before you did, so it was like I could kind of help with that, in that it was like, yeah, it's going to be terrifying. Because again, a lot of us have been through the stage fright issues. When you look back, you're like, oh goodness, there's a lot of stage fright issues between us all. I think probably the only person that hasn't really had any of that is probably Luke and Sarah.
I was going to say Sarah's used to.
Yeah, Sarah's used to it. And Blair, actually. Blair still does get stage fright, though. Even though Blair's done a lot of stage work, Blair gets a lot of stage fright still. But yeah, Luke and Sarah are probably the only two that are completely comfortable with being on stage 100% of the time. And even then, like, before the Les Mis panel, Luke was nervous.
Yeah, but that's out of his comfort zone, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's all about comfort zones. And, like, for me, I can go up to somebody at a con that I don't know before and start chatting to them. And for a lot of people, that's out of people's comfort zone as well. But throw me at the stage, and especially when I first started, I was terrified. You know, I was absolutely petrified.
We are being asked if cosplay is hard to do.
It's honestly something that you can make it as hard or as easy as you want to. Like, we still cosplay, like, our Harry Potter characters, we still cosplay, and they are literally just bought from eBay. But because we do a lot of character work with our cosplay, that's kind of what we're known for, I want to say. Because we enjoy actually less so the, well, for me personally, less so the making and more of the playing around in character. I quite enjoy the making side as well, which is why I'm sitting here sewing. But it's a weird one. Like, you can make a massive big ball dress and take 6 months doing it. I'll just put myself in the face. It's useful. Let's move the needle away from my face. One can itch my eye.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong way to cosplay. The only wrong way is if you're going to go up to somebody and tell them their costume is shit, in which case that's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. But the whole point is, put a costume, like, it's like, the way I always describe it is it's posh fancy dress. Like, if you always enjoyed Halloween, if you've always enjoyed dressing up, if you've always enjoyed, like, playing around as a different character, like acting or anything like that, you're going to enjoy cosplay. Like, it's a pretty much a must. Also, like, choosing a character that you really love is a good thing, or love to hate.
Joffrey cosplayers out there.
There are Joffrey cosplayers out there. I don't know why they do it, but they do. But, like, pick a character that you really enjoy, because you're going to be, if you're going to be either working on making a costume of theirs for, like, quite a long time, or even if you just buy it and go to a con in it, you're going to be in that costume all day. Going to be asked for photos in that costume, which again is something that was a real surprise to me when I first started cosplaying. I was like, what? These photos? Oh no.
Don't do me this.
Don't do me. But, like, if you want to dress up and go to a con or go to a local festival or something in a costume, just do it. Nothing's stopping you.
Laughing Hats, it's hard for them there because there's not a lot of people into anime and you get weird looks when they cosplay in public, which is a fair thing. If you don't feel safe in public in cosplay, take your costume to the con.
Yes.
They tend to have, like, storage areas and that kind of thing. Or even make it a casual cosplay of a character and just put your wig and makeup on at the con.
Yeah.
Always put your safety first. Travel in numbers with other people. If you can't do that, make friends online, join, like, Facebook groups, or go and find Mel.
And I will cosplay Mum at you, and it'll be fine. And I will sit here and sew your costumes for you. But yeah, no, seriously.
She won't do that.
No, I won't. Like, I have no shame now, but when I first cosplayed, like, Debbie can attest to this, I was very much like, I hate being the centre of attention. Now it's the opposite story. When I first cosplayed, I hated it. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I the centre of attention? And then I actually got to the con or whatever, because obviously that was travelling to a con. I hated it. But then I got to the place where I was supposed to be, and it was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool actually. I can, like, because we went to the Harry Potter tour, and that was my first experience in cosplay. And it was like, oh, I can take a picture next to this thing that is from the thing that I'm cosplaying from. That's pretty damn cool. And, like, we were messing about in character and stuff, and it was like, hey, this is pretty fun, like, have fun with it, like Debbie says, put your safety first for sure. Like, if you don't feel safe, like, travelling to a con in cosplay, don't do it. If you have no shame like me, you just do it anyway. You travel on the train blue, you don't care. But then also, to that point though, I went to the con yesterday as Cass, and I knew that obviously I had my fake LARP sword with me. It looks very fake, it doesn't look very real. However, with that and my shield and my gloves, because my gloves were awkward, I basically put it in a big bag and carried it with me. Because obviously, again, it's something that if you're travelling in public and you've got something that looks relatively real, you don't really want that to be, an issue. So I kind of travelled in mostly cosplay with, like, my Banda hoodie over the top, kind of just being like, But again, I changed out of it coming home because I knew there might be football kicking out, and drunk football fans are not the best with cosplays, funnily enough. So I changed out of it. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. It's safety. I'm travelling on my own. I'm travelling to and from my own.
What happens if you don't like to talk to people at cons? Find a friend who does. I am not particularly social. I admit that I am a socially awkward penguin, and Mel tends to be my friend wing woman, in that I just say, like, those guys are cool, help me talk to them. Or, even if you just go for the experience of the con and don't talk to people, it's still cool. You get to buy stuff, you get to see pretty costumes.
Like, the best way for me, I always say to people, is you go into a con, you're going, even if you don't want to necessarily go in cosplay yourself, you've got other people that are like-minded, and the people that are in cosplay are showing what they like on the outside, like what they're wearing. So if you see someone dressed as Daenerys from Game of Thrones, or you see someone dressed from an anime that you like, just say, go up to them and just say, I like your costume, can I take a picture please? Most cosplayers, unless they're rushing off to something or about to go and eat or something like that, they're quite happy to take a picture for you. And then you start chatting about it to them. Don't make it super awkward. You have to have a really long conversation with them. But just say oh, I like what you've done on this part of your costume, or I like what you've done on this part of your costume. Like I said, I saw someone yesterday who literally, I didn't know what they were cosplaying from. It was some anime. I don't know, because I don't know anime. But I really liked what they'd done with their scabbard. It was all jewelled, it was really pretty, and literally glittered on stage. It just looked gorgeous. And I was like, I really like that, can I have a look? And so she showed it me and everything, and I picked it up, and she let me pick it up, and that was really cool. But like I said, it's not something that I knew what she was from. I could have asked her what she was from, but I didn't. But it's something that, we started talking, and that's generally how you meet people, really, is you start talking to them. Kind of, costume is a really good way of icebreaker. You kind of go, oh, I like this. I like what this does. It's like chatting to us in chat. You can sit there and post something in chat, and we'll read it out and chat back to you. It's a thing where most cosplayers, the cosplay scene, is generally very, very friendly. If you see something that you like with someone's cosplay and you ask them how they did it, they'll generally tell you. There are the occasional people that won't, but those people are few and far between. Same as we'll always stop for a picture. All of us like pictures. Unless, for example, we're running off to we have to go host a panel, or we have to go judge the masquerade or something. We're busy, we're doing something. In that case we can't, but then we'll always say to you, hey, come find us later. That's cool. Or we're just sitting down to eat, and we're like, no, I'm sitting down to eat, man. Got food in my face. Won't be nasty about it, but sometimes that happens. Angel risks something. Yeah, or you can just be Paul with two eyes and come join in our panels and then get accosted at the parties. It's just what happened to him. I just go, hi, I see you. Go to panels at cons. You get to meet like-minded people that want to learn about the same thing that you do. I'm a massive fan of actually going to people's panels at cons. I love going to other people's panels because I always learn something. Even if it's something that I think I know all about it, I'm like, oh yeah, sewing 101. I think, oh, I'm going to know about that. I always learn something. It might be something really small. The best type of satin to use is Duchess satin, which is something I've learned from watching one of my friend's panels. I was like, oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that. It's really silly little things like that. Or yesterday, I was sat chatting to my friend Helen, who's quite a big cosplayer, and she was guesting at the con and judging the masquerade and everything. But I was sat chatting to her at a table. She had a really nice banner. And I was like, where did you get your banner from? Just out of interest. BandursnatchStudios banner. And now I'm going to actually message her and be like, where did you actually get it from? Because I want to know. for reasons. Laughing Hat saying it was nice seeing and hearing from you. I'm just going to bye bye, Laughing Hat. See you soon. I've actually nearly finished this level thing. It's quite fun. But yeah, like going to cons, even if you don't want to cosplay yourself, or if you do, like just even if you just throw a casual cosplay together, go to Primark, go to charity shops, throw something together, amend something. Like this leather jacket that I'm amending for Daniel was like from a charity shop thing. And it's been well used for both cosplay and LARP, from what I understand. It's how a lot of us like have learnt how to do stuff and actually still use those facilities as well. Like I first learnt how to sew by getting cheap stuff from the charity shop, like £5, that I just didn't really care if I ruined it because it was like £5. Go buy a coffee for that, or I could sit and learn how to sew with it. I taught myself how to sew from YouTube, so you don't need to have, at the end of the day, cosplay there's a lot of different skills, so you're basically every part of like a production team. So it depends on what you want to do and what you want to concentrate on. Like, I'm still terrible with wigs. However, I want to try and improve that, so I'm kind of bought this wig. It is a bit more of an expensive wig, but I've bought this wig and I'm just kind of keeping safe with it. But I'm like, let's give it a go, let's see what's the worst that can happen. I ruin it, I have to buy another one. It's cost me what, £15? Nothing really big in the big scheme of things. How much money does it take to do cosplay? I'm guessing she's put in. And where can you go to cosplay? I mean, like cons and stuff. Okay. I think there's some automatic text correction there that's making it a little bit confusing to read. I think the question is, how much money does it take to do cosplay? And where can you go to like wear your cosplay, like cons and things like that?
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Money-wise, honestly, it's a bit of a bottomless pit sometimes, and you kind of go, oh my god, how much money am I spending on this? But it's a common misconception that cosplay costs a lot of money. Like, I have cosplays that literally have cost me a £5 or a £10 in the whole thing. Because I've just bought stuff like from places like Primark or charity shops and just amended it. I have so many casual cosplays. Like my Left 4 Dead cosplay, for example, Ellis from Left 4 Dead. It's literally a baseball cap from eBay, a yellow t-shirt from eBay, some paint and making some bits and pieces on it, some pants I already owned, some boots I already owned. I don't need a wig because it all goes under the hat anyway. And then I went and painted it in the garden, and it cost me like £15 total, probably. But I have a lot of fun in it because I can just go into this stupid southern hick, which is great. So, like, it just depends on you have the likes of Cass that took me the best part of 6 months to make, and a lot of different materials and supplies that probably I don't even want to count up how much it costs. The way I did that was I just bought stuff over time. So I bought some leather like 1 month on one paycheck. I bought warbler and foam on another paycheck. I bought fabric on another paycheck. So just kind of like spread out the cost. That's another way of sort of doing like budgeting for your cosplay, I would say, rather than budget cosplay.
If you're buying stuff on eBay, costume-wise, you're probably looking cheapest about £60, anywhere up to £300 or £400.
Yeah, if you're buying like a full costume. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's convenient, and if you don't like the character anymore, you can sell it on quite easily, so you get your money back. Whereas if you're just starting out and you're making costumes, and like me, you don't do your seams properly, it's not something you can really sell on.
That's a good point, actually, because I've honestly never bought anything that would be like a cosplay from eBay. But I know like some of the other vendors have, because like if it's an anime uniform and you want everything to look the same, it makes most sense for you all to go and buy the same thing from eBay. So if it's like, you know, if it's that high school one I can't remember the name of, High School of the Dead, for example, and you all want to look the same, then it would make most sense to all just go on the same link and buy the same thing. Or like Harry Potter robes.
Yeah, you know? That's why we ended up getting our robes off of eBay. Is one, we weren't experienced enough to do it, and two, it was a lot cheaper.
Yes.
And three, we all wanted to look the same.
Yes. It's like we've all got our, I think we've all got slightly different ties maybe, but we've all got our robes from the same place.
Yeah.
So, like Blair actually has like the legit tie, we don't. But also I've just repaired that, so useful for skills sometimes where you can go, I've just repaired that. That's the thing I've just done. You know? It's now not held together by duct tape. It's fine. It's strong enough.
I was going to say, as for cons, they are a lot easier to come by these days. When I first started, I did one con a year, because there were maybe about 4 or 5 different cons in the UK at that point. But over the last 13 years, it's really sort of kicked off. It depends where you're from. If you're in the States, you might have to travel further. But here, a lot of towns will now have their own local cons. Even my hometown of Yeovil now has its own con, which is surprising, but okay.
My hometown has its own con, and Preston is not big. It's also not the greatest con in the world, but it's a con, you know. There's also things like, there are other places you can wear cosplays to. So things like, for example, a lot of people, if they go see Night Vale at the theatre, for example, will wear a cosplay to the theatre.
Yes.
Like you did. Or if you go to, like, again, I've seen it at, you know, productions as well, again, theatre productions. I've also sometimes seen it at cinema as well. But rarely at cinema, to be honest. It's usually only if it's like a big release of something and it's like the first weekend, maybe. There might be a couple of people in cosplay. But,
well, I mean, who took 3 different versions of X-Men when we saw the Triple Bill.
That's fun. But it's also where it's like, we did the X-Men fight suits, for example, and we all basically had so we made them, but we used a base of like the same boiler suit that we just bought for, again, because it was cheaper than making it. And then we all got the same fabric to add to it. So we got yellow fabric and blue pleather. And I managed to find the blue pleather, and Debbie managed to find the yellow fabrics, which is kind of exchange fabric parcels. Great. And then made it over a 3-day weekend, both just screaming at our sewing machines, going, ah! And then roped Sarah into it much later and had to go find our stashes of the fabric and combine them all. Hello, cat. Hello. But that is now repaired, so I can send that back to Daniel. Aha.
You can always go on Facebook to find local cons. You can ask cosplay groups. So, like on Facebook, you'll have like an Adventure Zone cosplay group, or, you know, there's people who dedicate it to specific fandoms, and they can tell you where your nearest con is. You can Google it. But yeah, there are a lot of cons out there now, and you don't always have to spend 40-50 quid for a 4-day weekend con. You can just pay like usually about tenner for a day.
The one I went to yesterday was a fairly small con. It's been going on for at least 5 years, I think, but it's a pretty small con, but it was a tenner to get in. And that's usually fairly like standard for a small local con. Obviously some of the bigger ones, like London MCMs type thing. But again, if you're in the UK, tell us whereabouts you are in the UK. I can really recommend something nearby to you. Hi, cat. After coming for snugs, it's like, I haven't had snugs all day. Get some snugs. But yeah, like, cons and cosplay, it's a lot of fun. Like, definitely recommend it to anybody that's not tried it before. It's because you get to meet like a really nice community.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't always have to go to a convention in cosplay. You can go in just like a geeky t-shirt or something, and people tend to still appreciate. They're like, oh, where'd you get your t-shirt? That looks really cool.
Yep.
You know, or they'll be like, oh, you're a fan of Loki, as I usually get. But yeah.
Because you usually wear your Loki t-shirt. Like, you'll normally find the banders, to be fair, will be in costume during the day, and then after parties, we tend to, if we ever go to the parties, we tend to be in geeky t-shirts and jeans. Because that's the way we roll. Or on the streams, we tend to be in geeky t-shirts or jumpers and you know, jeans. It's just us. we could cosplay for every live stream that we did.
Good God, no, we can't.
But we won't. Because we're not that dedicated. But yeah, like, if you have any other questions or anything, like Deb says, like Facebook, it's like forum kind of. But Facebook tends to have a lot of groups. Yeah, kind of. Not really. Facebook does have a lot of groups though that tend to be tend to sort of have specific fandom. So I keep seeing loads of Adventure Zone cosplays because I'm on the Adventure Zone cosplayers Facebook. I keep getting ideas. I'm like, oh, I could do that from Mel. I could do this. I could do that. That's a really cool taco. That's a really cool loop.
I've seen a couple of amazing loops. I'm like, I hope mine's that good.
Yeah, it's a really good one. It's a really, really good one. Not really seen any like glitch ones though, like you're kind of planning. So
I've seen a few going around, especially around Halloween. A lot of people got that idea. I was like, damn. Oh well.
So somebody did one, and then it was actually a Facebook post. Because I was like, I like your loop, and they were like, it's a Facebook filter. I was like, oh, okay.
There was one who used glow-in-the-dark paint to do their lich makeup.
Nice. So good. Nice. I can see you doing that.
Don't know what you mean.
Go to the party and glow-in-the-dark paint. I've not done that before. You've not all attacked me when I've come back and just covered me in glow-in-the-dark paint and gone to the party. It's fine. But yeah, cons are fun. Go to cons. Put a costume on your body and have fun in it. It's all good. I'm trying to think what else I can work on at the moment. I don't know what else I need to work on. I've actually got quite a lot done. Oh, there's my wig brush. Not too late now. Damn it. Oh, Samantha's saying, yeah, I tried to find cons here and it's really hard. And what happens if you've never been to a con? And what happens if you've never done a cosplay before in your life? You just try it.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Yep.
We did not start doing cosplay, you know, we were not born. We are not Strexcorped into doing cosplay.
Like, Debbie started, like, a long time ago, but I only started, like, 4 years ago now. And it was literally just from hearing about it. Like, Debbie showed me some lovely videos of cosplayers having fun, and I was like, that looks good. I want to give that a go. It'd be fun. You know, why not? And that's kind of how we got into it, really. Was it's all Debbie's fault, and that's why I'm into cosplay. But yeah, like, everybody started somewhere. And everyone is always very supportive of people that have just started. You know, it's not something that you should be scared of. Literally just think of a character that you like from a video game, an anime, a book, a TV show, a film. Like, think of a character that you like and you like what they wear, but you like the character themselves. So for me, my first cosplay was Sirius, because I really, like, Debbie and I basically RP'd Sirius and Remus for about 10 years at that point. So I knew Sirius as a character quite well. I enjoyed Sirius as a character, therefore that was my first cosplay. My second cosplay, however, was Ruby from Once Upon a Time, because I liked her costume. I liked the red, it's basically Red Riding Hood, essentially. But I liked her red cloak, and I liked the sort of little corset top that she had, and that kind of thing, and I liked the long red skirt. And I literally bought a red cloak, bought a pink skirt and dyed it red, because I didn't know how to make a skirt or anything. I used the bodice that I already owned and then sewed cushion covers over the top. Hand sewed it all, because I'm an idiot. And it looked okay in the end. And I was like, you know what? I was really happy with it by the time I'd finished making that. And I had fun in it, and we had some good photos and stuff. So, like, those were my first 2 cosplays, and that was only 4 years ago. And now I'm making a lot more cosplays because I fell into it hard. I started with 2 and then started crewing probably about 3 months later with different cons, and then meeting loads of folk. And then you just honestly, it's one of those things that any cosplayer will tell you. You will fall into it, and you will either love it, you will basically love it. You'll just be like, yeah. And even if you just go to one con a year and you plan some cosplays and you make some bits and pieces or whatever, tell us whereabouts you are. If you're in the UK, we can probably tell you whereabouts some good little cons near you might be. If you're in the US, it probably won't be that much help, but there are a lot of cosplayers like Caitlin, I'm in the Outcast, who does a lot of con vlogs from around different cons in the US. So again, it might give you some ideas of which ones you might want to go to. Because con vlogs are a really good way as well of seeing what a con is actually like from a cosplayer perspective. Seeing if there's any good photo shoot locations or that kind of thing. Or just seeing if the dealers are decent. Because in the UK we have some cons that are probably better for dealers. SunnyCon was amazing for dealers this year. So good for little independent artists and that kind of thing, which is what I like. And then you have some cons that are better for panels. If you go to Kitacon or Amicon, for example, they've got really, really good panels. That are really interesting, and they had cabaret this year. They had all sorts of little things that you kind of don't really see at many other cons. Again, it just depends on what you kind of want to go for. A lot of people will start off with your MCMs, for example, in the UK, which are big sort of dealer cons. Usually pretty big, usually pretty busy. If you don't like big and busy, don't go to an MCM. Especially not a London one. Don't do it. It's very busy. But just because they tend to be the biggest ones, but you also get some smaller cons. Like the one I went to yesterday, which was literally a Japanese culture festival. It wasn't even a proper con, but a lot of people cosplay to it. And again, it's increased a lot over time. Cosplay is a big popular thing these days. There's TV programs about it and everything. It's not something that's super uncommon anymore. And you get people like deadbeat, like the whole of the Banda crew that have basically got a real life job, and then on the weekends this is what we do. We go and make costumes and run around in them because we're idiots. Welcome to the idiot life. But yeah.
So yeah, basically starting up, choose a character you like. YouTube tutorials on here are a blessing. We have learnt so much from other YouTubers.
Oh god.
All sorts of different stuff.
Makeup, how to do makeup, how to sew, how to do wigs, how to do everything.
Start with the basics. If you are not comfortable sewing, then either buy a costume on eBay, and if you don't like it, sell it on. Or go to charity shops, thrift stores in America, is it? Thrift stores? Yeah. Car boot sales, eBay. Find something that looks vaguely like what you want, and just add bits to it or take bits away. I've made costumes where I've just cut the sleeves off the tops to make a polo neck top or something. In fact, Saga I got because it was a weird jumper with a weird pattern, and I could only find one that wasn't quite right, so I cut off the neck and sewed it and all sorts.
And you've painted on tops before, Kaylee's top, for example, you painted flowers on because you couldn't find a proper flowery fabric that you liked.
Kaylee's top was a nightmare, but yeah, I hand painted all the flowers onto that.
Like, use your skills that you already have. Like, if you know you can paint, or you know you can, like, if you learn how to sew at school, or if you like have done sort of art or anything at school, like, use that. Or if you've done acting, you know, use those skills. You know, play to your strengths.
But yeah, that's kind of the basics. Find a costume you like, a character you like, put it on, wear costume, have fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know it sounds like we're sort of glossing over it, but really there isn't that much to cosplay when you're starting out. Just sort of have a feel for whether or not you like it before you throw thousands of pounds into it.
Yeah. Like, decide whether decide whether you like it or not first. Like, I've worn cosplays where I really dislike the character. I did a Sherlock cosplay once. Then I found that actually me and doing really straight-faced characters that don't really have any humour is not really fun for me. It's only fun if these lot play off it massively in a group situation. God damn it, Spark.
Is there anything specific you wanted to know about cosplay? I don't have a lot of money, so
you can't do cosplays or cons. See, you can though, that's the thing. Like, you can honestly, like I said, I've thrown together stuff just from stuff I already own. You know, I've thrown together a cosplay from stuff that I literally already own. Or you can just buy a cheap t-shirt from Primark and adapt it. That's one of those.
Yeah, I did a Link cosplay, and the base for his top was a top from Primark. I have made... What did I... There was one that yeah. You can do it on a budget.
My first Bellatrix that I did was with a skirt that I found in a charity shop for $5. I then just adapted it so it was like a more of a knee-length skirt, because it was originally a long skirt. I bought a plastic foam corset from eBay for £10, and I bought an 80s wig from eBay for probably about £10 as well. And then all I did was just adapt bits and pieces of it and like threw it together with some boots that I already owned, and I like went through crazy makeup on my face, which was all just normal makeup that I owned anyway. And I made a cosplay. It was like, it's a thing. It's happening now, you know. The other thing as well that I like to do is I like to I enjoy the aspects that I enjoy about cosplay. I enjoy makeup. I don't enjoy wigs. I enjoy sewing, and I'm just getting into armour making, like now, 3 years on. You know, the last year or so I've been doing armour making. So I've definitely got aspects that I enjoy and I'm better at. But like makeup, for example, you can literally just sit there. The reason why I got into makeup so easily is because it's so cheap. If you already have makeup anyway, or you just want to go and buy some Snazzaroo from the costume shop and play with it, like, it's going to cost you so little money if you mess it up. Because you just literally, you might already own the makeup. But like, the way I learned how to do makeup for cosplay was by watching lots of YouTube tutorials. And looking at like how people did the makeup, and it was super like always eyes focused, and I always liked a lot of makeup on eyes. I was never very good at it, and I'm still not very good at it. But like, when I started doing Bellatrix makeup, I realised that because I've got this big wig on my head, and my head's only little, so I've got this big huge wig, and I was like, but my face was getting lost in the wig because I had like very little makeup on. And so I realised at that point that I'd have to basically take like the eyeliner and take it right out to here, basically doing drag makeup, because essentially the wig was so big that I needed something to balance it out. And again, I didn't spend any extra money on that. I just played with what I already had and was like, I actually enjoy that with the wig. It looks horrendous on its own, but it just does not look natural at all. It's not the point. It doesn't need to look natural.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get away with using your own hair for a cosplay, that can cut things down a bit.
Yep.
Anything else? Things from like Left 4 Dead, or I think it's Until Dawn is one that I watched, where they're people in casual clothes. They're not like fancy big armors or anything like that. It's literally, if you can find something that looks similar, you will be recognizable as that character.
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be. I mean, our Harry Potter cosplays cost maybe £30 total for fireworks. For that was the robes, a shirt, a tie, some trousers.
And literally, like the shirt and trousers we either picked up from Primark or already owned. So it was like everyone's got a smart white shirt. Everyone's already got a pair of maybe work trousers or school trousers or whatever. Like, they don't need to be specific. They don't even need to match. Like, none of ours actually match in terms of our trousers or anything. They'll just kind of wear what we've got. Because it's like, well, it doesn't really matter, you know. As long as the robes match, you know what you're from. You know, it's fine.
And my excuse is, Remus is pretty poor anyway, so if I find something in a charity shop that's a bit tatty, well, that's just Remus.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same with Dragon Age. Oh, weathering. Didn't break that, honest. Weathering. It's fine.
Battle damage.
Battle damage. When I was sitting there repairing Cass's armor fabric for the 50th time last weekend, and just going, "Oh, looks like I've sewn it myself. It's fine. Should do that. It's all good." But again, it's something where people just pick up what they enjoy. Like, we enjoy the acting side of it a lot, but a lot of people don't. Like, you didn't, did you, Debs, for like the first quite a long time until you met us, really. Didn't really do much of the acting side.
It's not that I didn't enjoy it, it's that I didn't have a chance to do it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy stuff like roleplay, and I do enjoy LARPing when it's not a big group. So it was nice to do it, it was just terrifying.
Well, it's terrifying to do it more on a stage. Like, you know, we'd already kind of messed around in character. Like I said, you've not seen us in a hotel room, especially if the Marauders are out strong. Oh man. Marauders in hotel room end up with people sitting in cupboards and poking fingers out through holes, or sitting under beds. This is usually me.
Sirius is not allowed jelly. Ever.
Jelly.
It's the most disturbing thing I have ever witnessed in my life.
But yeah, like, we literally just mess around in character all the time. That's why we can do it with panels in front of people. Funny that.
Is there a particular sort of cosplay you would like to do, or is there a particular thing you would like to do with cosplay? Because obviously videos and stuff you don't necessarily need other people to do with you.
No.
If you've got a camera and a tripod, you can do videos yourself.
If you want to see a good example of that, there's a YouTuber called Victor Lockhart that we're quite friendly with, who does come in and watch this sometimes. But he does a lot of his videos on his own, and a lot of CMVs and stuff that he tends to do, so cosplay music videos. He'll actually film on his own.
That's impressive, actually.
Yeah.
So I've seen some of his stuff. It's damn good.
Yes, and basically he's taught himself, like, he's a very good editor, so it's all edited together beautifully. He's got some really good stuff. But also things like we like our con vlogs. We like watching them, as well as we like watching other people's, as well as filming our own. We like doing tutorials. We like lots of different things, to be fair. So we tend to sort of film what we like, really, rather than, we don't really kind of do stuff because it's popular. We do stuff because we want to do it. You know, like, we love Adventure Zone at the moment, so we're like all about the Adventure Zone. But again, it's honestly just something that, you know, if you've seen a film recently, you think, oh, that would be really, like, I'd really like to sort of meet other people that are also into that film. You know, so if you've seen the new Thor, for example, you think, oh, I really like what Thor was wearing. Again, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to recreate. But there are a lot, like, one of my first ones as well was Zoe Castillo from Dreamfall, who literally wears like a pink top and jeans, and that's it. You know, and has long dark hair, which at the time I had anyway, so I didn't need to use a wig. In fact, I don't think it actually ever came out as an actual cosplay, but I did make it. I made the top, I literally got a pink vest top and sewed some purple bits around the outsides. And that was it. That was my cosplay. But I was too scared to wear it out of the house. So
Bless you.
that was my first. That was technically my first cosplay. Just never wore it out. And then I threw it away because it was really badly sewn, like 2 years later. But yeah, I mean, like, you can literally, if you want to make a costume just for you and just to film around your house and film silly things doing it, you can do. It's not something that you have to necessarily wear out to anything. But I definitely recommend, like, cons are fun. Even if you don't decide you want to wear a costume, if you go to a local con, and just wander around, look at the dealer stuff, look at like panels, if there's any panels going on that you're interested in. You know, if it's like a cosplay 101 type panel, or beginners cosplay, like that's always a good panel to go to for these kind of things, because we've done this, we've done those types of panels before. That's where we can advise these things. Because we've had these kind of questions before, but again, everyone starts somewhere. And like, there's always little things and little bits and pieces that you can bring to it yourself. It doesn't have to be super expensive. It doesn't have to be super, oh my god, it's a massive, suit of armour. No, it doesn't have to be that. That's not what cosplay is. Cosplay is getting in a costume and having fun with your friends. Meeting people, meeting new people.
I mean, even now, I started doing Loki several years ago, and I basically got a charity shop corset, cut it up for the base pattern, and that has literally been the base pattern for Loki, Amelia, and now Luke. So you can, you can reuse stuff you've already done, you can reuse patterns, you can make your own patterns if you have a mind to, or you hate yourself that much. Debbie.
To be fair though, like, I need to steal. The thing is as well, with us being in a group, like, we all tend to sort of steal ideas from each other, or like, I'll be like, Debbie, can I have that pattern please? Much needed for another cosplay in the future. Or we all borrow stuff from each other as well. So like, we'll be at a con and somebody will have forgotten body tape, or wig caps, or liquid latex, or Pros Aid, or I'm just listing off the stuff that I brought to last Alcon. This is all good. Because like, stuff happens, and like, sometimes as well, you might be in a cosplay at a con and something falls apart, disaster happens, disaster strikes, and you've got a big rip in your vest, for example. You just get duct tape and you tape it up and you're on you go. It's cool. That's.
I can promise you, at any point in a cosplayer's life, they will have sewn themselves into a costume, pinned themselves into it, like duct taped themselves into it, or possibly even hot glued themselves into it at some point, which I don't recommend. But yeah, everybody starts at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And like, that's the nice thing as well about cosplayers, is that literally, if something like that happens when you're at a con, you've forgotten something, probably pins or safety pins because something's falling apart, whatever. You ask any cosplayer, they'll probably have some of that on them, because they know what it's like. Also, a lot of cons will have like a cosplay desk where they ask for like sign-ups for masquerades and stuff. They also tend to have a repair kit, because again, if you've made something yourself, like, I know for a fact that this sewing that I've done, where I'm trying to find the actual sewing now, on this vest, will probably not last forever, because I am not the world's greatest hand sewer, funnily enough. But it's like, it'll last so that if he needs to duct tape it again, he can duct tape it again. But it's also where it's like, I know that he uses it for LARP, so I know it doesn't need to be super neat. It doesn't need to be, as long as it holds together and we'll take a little pull on it, we're fine, we're good. It's a nice thing about cosplayers, is we're always willing to help each other. Like, there's very few cosplayers that are not willing to help other people, because we all had that moment. I've had I've crewed a lot of masquerades and helped organise a lot of masquerades, so costume competitions. And the amount of times that somebody has been waiting to be judged by the cosplay judges, who are really big and scary, and I hate them, so scary. They're not really. We've cosplay judged. Come on, guys. People think we're scary, oh my god. Like, literally, the amount of times that something has fallen apart while somebody's been in the queue waiting to be judged, and they're like, oh my god, I can't enter now. And I'm just like, so I'm just going to safety pin your butt. I'm just going to duct tape everything. It's fine. It's good to go. It's fine. Because these things happen, you know, and the judges get that as well, is that, you know, they've all had that happen to them as well. And if you're ever in a costume competition and you think the judges are really scary, trust me, they're not. They're really not, because they've all had this happen as well. You know, the reason why they get asked to judge is because they've been doing it for a fairly long time, usually. At least a couple of years. Right, Debs? But yeah, like, it's a really good way to meet people and to do it. And also, there's another thing as well, if you don't think you can actually afford a con, ask about volunteering at it. Because honestly, having crewed and volunteered myself at my fair number of cons over the past few years, I literally started cosplay, and then probably about 3 months later I actually started crewing my first cosplay, my first con. In fact, no, it was 2 months later. I started in Alcon 2013. I crewed my first con in November 2013, so literally 2 months later, because I couldn't afford to get the entry, basically. So I was like, why don't I try this volunteering thing? I like talking to people. Yeah, that's kind of how I met the other banders. Apart from Debs. I met the other banders. Well, we met Sarah at Alcon, sitting on the grass outside, just chatting to people. Met Sarah there. I met the other banders at a masquerade that I'd organised in Glasgow in 2014. The Scottish guys, so Luke and Alison. I met them while I was organising this masquerade. I signed them up to be in the masquerade. They came second, and then were dancing on my stage. I was hosting because there was no one else to host, and I was scared, very scared. But yeah, I met them because of that, and then I heard they were doing a panel at the Alcon the month after. I think it was August 2014, and in September 2014 I was crewing that Alcon, and then I heard that they were doing a panel, and I was like, oh, I want to go support them. You know, I like watching panels anyway. It was Welcome to Night Vale panel. I knew very little about Welcome to Night Vale. But I really enjoyed the way they were in character. Like, they were so in character, it was so good, and I was like, this is really good acting. Like, I like this. Yeah. And then I asked them to come down to another con I was crewing in Newcastle a few months after that. They invited me to join their panel as Pepper Potts, because I happened to be cosplaying Pepper Potts. They were doing Marvel stuff. I was again petrified and very glad there was no video evidence of it. But that's kind of how Banda was born. Like, Banda in its current iteration, and then I just dragged Debbie and Sarah into it. And then we met Blair last Alcon, and then dragged Blair into it. So, you know, it's all about, to be honest, for us, it's all about meeting other people. Like, we'll just drag each other into it. It's fine. But I know a lot of cosplay groups that have been formed from people just meeting each other at cons.
And it can be surprising who you meet at cons as well. Like, I am now living with Sarah, and we met 2 years ago. So, it's pretty cool.
We technically met 4 years ago, but...
Yeah, okay.
Technically.
But we didn't know at the time.
No. Sarah was in Dean. From,
oh god, I've been at Bristol nearly 3 years. Shit.
Yeah. Sarah was in Dean from Supernatural, who is very manly. Sarah has a chameleon face. Sarah was then in Jareth at LAGC, like literally three months later. I didn't recognise Sarah for at least 20 minutes. I've talked to her a lot. She has chameleon face. It's all good. But yeah.
Yeah, Sarah has said she might, if we can find a character for it, if we need one for a CMV, she might. And I was like, so we don't have a Barry. I was like, it's literally just blue jeans and, you know, a red cloak.
Oh, bless her. Aww. See, she's such a sweetheart that she even cosplays from things she doesn't like. To be fair, Luke's done the same. He doesn't like Les Mis at all. I got him performing as Marius and it's fine. I did give him my pre-made Marius cosplay that he could just adapt. Made it slightly easier, I think. It was also 2 years old at the time and very badly so we'll see. Oh, my voice is going now. This is great. Too much talking. Are there any other questions or anything? This has turned into question time with the banders.
Yeah, I've cut out all of my pattern pieces, but it involves going to the sewing machine.
Yeah.
And the good thing about this one is I'm doing it about 6 months in advance, so I can do this as slowly as I want.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm like. I've got bits and pieces to like repair and things. I don't think I've really got anything else to hand that needs sorting. Like, I want to look at his beard, but I also don't want to look at his beard right now. But I did do the wig-ish, and I've repaired Daniel's jacket for him, so I can post that back to him. Because that's what cosplayers do for each other, is that sometimes if they say to your hair, I've got to take this together because I don't have to sew leather, I was like, well, I do. So it's for you. What's a masquerade? Right, a masquerade is a costume competition. So essentially, a lot of cons will have it. So they'll basically have like a cosplay competition where people will go up, they'll do a performance usually in their costume, or they'll just go up and pose as a character. And basically the top one or two, like 1, 2, or 3, gets a little prize. So again, it's costume competitions tend to be sort of about craftsmanship. So whether you sort of sewn it yourself, for example. So I was actually sat there at the thing yesterday and realised that Cass was actually eligible because I'd sewn 80% of her. Some masquerades have that, some don't. Some are just for fun. Some are like what's called an open masquerade, where you can enter anything, doesn't matter. And then some have like craftsmanship type category where you have to have made at least 75-80% of it yourself. And I realised that Cass was actually probably my first eligible one. Maybe my second. I tend to not make costumes as much as other people in Banda do. Debbie makes a lot of her own costumes, but she's been doing it a very long time. But it's something where you can basically go up, you can go on stage and show off your costume essentially on stage, if that's something you want to do. I have entered a grand total of about 4 masquerades in my cosplaying career spanning 4 years. It's not really my thing. I tend to be more behind the scenes organising it. I've organised an awful lot of masquerades, and that's how I know a lot of people. These lot all joke about the fact that I know a lot of people. It's because I've literally sat there and I've talked a lot of people into entering a masquerade at some point or other. A lot of people that watch the stream have met me because I've taught them into entering a masquerade. Because again, you tend to find that cosplayers are very modest about what they actually can do. And you look at this costume and you go, this costume is amazing. And all they can do is look at the faults in it. And we're all guilty of it. All of us at Banda are very guilty of it as well. But it's something that is like lovely to me, is that I can kind of go to somebody and go, your costume's awesome. Can I get you on the stage? And they go, yes. Or sometimes they'll go, no. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But quite often I'll be like, no, trust me, this is a really good costume. You need to enter this. Because like it's a really scary thing, you know, getting on a stage and showing off your costume, and it's not everyone's cup of tea getting on the stage. It's funny that. Overcoming some stage fright demons. It's always fun. But like, I personally have, through organising masquerades and hosting masquerades, have overcome so many fears, I guess. In terms of, I couldn't get on a stage. I couldn't stand in front of a camera before I started cosplaying. I didn't have like cameras for 20 years. I couldn't get on a stage before I started cosplaying and like perform, do a character thing, do a singing thing. I couldn't talk to people as easily, I don't think, before I started cosplaying. Like, cosplaying honestly has opened so many doors. Like, I couldn't sit in front of a camera and talk to you in front of a camera. That wouldn't be possible. Like, there's so many doors that cosplay and cons has opened. Like, that's why we always encourage everybody to kind of just go for it. Like, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't, you don't. You know, but a lot of the people that we know in the UK are down to the fact that we love going to cons and love cosplaying.
Something Theo did point out when when we met up last time was that you can actually use cosplay in your sort of CV. So an example was like teaching yourself editing software or managing your time correctly so that you can get this costume done. So it's like time management for projects, I think it was worded as. So don't necessarily say cosplay, but if you can use it to highlight some skills that something else hasn't been able to, then it's a great way of doing it. You can say like organising meetups or can't remember.
I've used it
social
as
media.
Yeah, social media. Yeah, I've used it for social media, and I've used it for time for managing people because I manage masquerades. So I manage a team of people, team of volunteers to organise a masquerade. Like I have used it on my CV, and I've used it in job interviews as well. It's actually got me jobs before it's got me my current job, to be honest. So, you know, my current job is nothing to do with cosplay. My current job is working in an office as an admin. So, you know, it's always a good thing. My office also like quirky, so when I walk in with like dyed hair and, you know, talking about costumes and stuff, they're like, this sounds pretty cool. You know, we like quirky. It's good. But yeah, cosplay is good. Go do the thing. Too long didn't read. But with that, I think it's probably time to wrap it up because it's getting on and it's very dark. I need to go feed my cat. So
I need to go and feed myself because I've had chocolate digestives and that's
that
it.
Too, yeah. Food in myself would be a good plan. I've just been shopping. There's loads of food that I've sent to the kids. Yay! And I used to do work emails, so yay! Fun times. But yeah, we've got some stuff done at least, and we've talked a lot about cons and cosplay. And you basically had a cosplay 101 panel with me and Debbie. Been a while since he's on one of those, Debs. But yeah, like you'll usually, like if you're curious, have a little look around on our channel. Have a look around other people's channels. Like if you're in the US, look at Amin the Outcast. She does a lot of con vlogs if you're interested in different cons in the US. Have a little look at Victor's stuff if you're interested in filming stuff on your own. Have a look at, we've got a lot of tutorials and stuff, so if you're interested in anything in particular, particular character or anything like that, you know, look up how other people have done it. Like we use a lot of, like we were saying, talk about adventures and stuff, and we're talking about like a lot of fan art that we like. So I've kind of used little bits of influences from different fan art, whereas they'll be using like a specific fan art image. You know, there's different bits and pieces. Yeah, you know, get a character you like, choose a character you like, get yourself a costume together of it, go to a con, see how you like it. You know, you don't have to spend loads of money on it, especially if you don't know if you're going to like it or not. Or just, you know, find a local con, find one that's in your hometown. Probably is going to be one in your hometown, and just get a ticket for it and go along. You know, see if you like it. You'll see a lot of cosplayers there. If you like the costume, ask them for a picture. That's how you start talking to folk. Like you'll always find Debbie and I'll always go towards the Marvel cosplayers because we like the Marvels. You're not going to find me approaching a Batman cosplayer because I'm not particularly a DC fan. That's the way it is. I'm probably missing loads of lovely people in Batman costumes because I'm like, it's not really my thing. You know, I see people in, also like if you see people in unusual costumes, like loads of really unusual costume dresses at Doki Doki, and like it was really nice, like when I think Daniel recognised somebody and I don't think they've been recognised. They were like, oh my god, this is the first time I've been recognised all day. Like, an unusual costume is always fun as well. Like if you recognise something, like Sarah does it a lot with like sort of more nostalgic cosplays. Like she'll recognise who they are, like that kind of thing. She'll always make a point of going over and saying to them, "I love your X cosplay." You know, we've had that before as well. We've cosplayed literally from a book. We've cosplayed Fitz and Full from the Robin Hobb series. And we got maybe 3 people that recognised who we were at the whole con, the whole day. It didn't matter. It was like, we were enjoying what we were doing. Again, that was one of my first cosplays. My first photo shoot experience, oh my god. Where literally Chris had to move me into position because I couldn't move myself. He asked permission first, of course, but I was just like, I don't know how to do things, and I'm still a bit awkward, but it's fine. Dark face is a thing, right, Debs?
It makes for good bloopers.
It does. Like, that's the thing with us, is that we'll always, like, show you guys what goes wrong as well. Like, we're not going to sit here and go, oh my god, we're perfect cosplayers, we do everything perfectly the first time ever. No, we give you the gory details. Cosplay Stories is a good one if you would like to see any more of the gory details of things. Including out of character things as well. Goddamn baskets.
I don't have a basket.
Rude. But yeah, like, we're all obviously very good friends as well as cosplay group because that's the thing that we like. We like being friends. It's fun. Makes life so much easier when you're, you know, filming a CMV or when you're in a panel and you're like, I don't know what to say, and then someone just rescues you. You're like, oh, thank God. Which happens a lot to me. Partly why I play really thick characters, hello, serious. Because a lot of the time I actually don't hear what's being said. I actually have really bad hearing. So, quite often I just literally won't hear what's been said. And, like, that's why I'll tend to run up to people and ask them the questions, because I can actually hear what's been said. See?
Know your cunning plan.
Sneaky sneak. But it's also something I just play off because it's fun. Having a stupid character is fun for them. I'm like, I don't like being intelligent, so it's not fun. It's more fun being a stupid character. Like, we all have different things that we enjoy and different stuff, but like, for us it's just about messing about with your mates. What other reason could you want to go to a con, really? Just go and mess about with my mates. Apparently doing it in front of people because people like this kind of thing. People like watching us talk about costumes for nearly 3 hours. It's fine. Don't know why you're all here. But yeah, if you've got any more questions or anything you like think of, just like message us on here or message us on our Facebook page. Is the easiest way of getting hold of us. If anyone else is watching and has got random questions, just message us. We'll always answer. Might take a little while if we're at work or something, but we will answer. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we're done. We've done with the pattern cutting and the sewing and the wig chopping and all sorts of. I'm looking at our wig still with disgust. Like, oh, I don't want you. Don't want you, wig. Don't like wigs. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go feed my cat. I'm gonna sort my life out. So we will see you again soon. Possibly next week again. We like doing our Sunday streams. Is a good time. We do have a video ready for you for Wednesday, which is exciting. It shows you behind the scenes of what actually happens with shoots. Yay! Because we're idiots. Welcome to our lives. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions or anything, have a little look on our channel, see if there's anything you fancy watching. Feel free to watch. That's what it's there for. You know, see us be idiots with bloopers every time, because that's always the way. And we'll see you again next time. See you later.
Bye.
Let's press find the off button. There it is.